I am deeply passionate about the game. The graphics are unbelievably good. It looks like Diablo 2 on steroids when it comes to graphics. Nothing like Diablo 3. It has like tiny bits of parts of Diablo 3 animations in it, but nothing compared to reality. I personally felt like very close to Red Dead Redemption's muddy graphics and mud when it comes to road areas, and then Diablo 2 original and remastered edition combined all into one, and it just feels extremely realistic. You can't miss it. It appears like you are being not teleported, not transported, but you're living it in it. You're breathing in it. When you pass snowy area, there's trail of you passing. If you want to make a dick pic on the snow, you can't do that. It's you can't do that. That is possible, and there's a screenshots of that as well. If you want to throw things on the ground, you can't do that. In other games, you can't do that. It's not graphics, but the game is filled with various surprises, and from the very beginning on, like if you compare Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, there was certain elements within the game where you could interact with environment, and you are not being forced to like hover over the mouse and be introduced like, this is the boulder, if you click it, it's gonna move, right? In Diablo 4, no one is giving you any tooltips, no one cares. And if you want to move a cart that's broken and blocking the bridge, attack it, it's gonna break down. If you want to kill or break on some sort of ice or hanging man or stabbed man, you can do that. You don't need to target or anything, just click it, shoot it into that direction, and if you're casting an AoE spell, you're gonna most definitely hit it by automatic animation, and you're gonna see like body falling down and then being scattered around the ground. It's weird. It's weird. It's filled with blood and gore. It's occasionally disgusting, and it's true Diablo feeling of game. It's like no one else, nothing like Diablo. The angle, the graphics, the gore, true Diablo. Not so much as it would be Doom, like blood is splashing everywhere and you can't see anything besides the blood. It's not like that. It's Diablo. It's right on the spot, right to the 10 out of 10 gory level of my ARPG accessibility. So I like that about the game. Speaking about all of the icons, animations, things like that, it looks like it was not developed by within like a week or 2 weeks. It looks like every icon was thought of to resemble such things. There's a lot of minimal animations and cosmetics, like achievement icons, that was polished, that was beautified, and it looks like the game. For me, I was hoping this game to be released during like 2019 or pre-COVID, something like that, or even in the middle of COVID. That would be like perfect release date for the game. However, there is some parts of the game that looks dated, and even the fact that owning a decent graphics card, you are still gonna have some sort of stuttering within game or freezing. Even though the game is in development for such a long time, there is still freezes. The game is not fully compatible with everything, despite all of the promises and everything. So that's kind of sad. But if you want to invest enough time into the game and you have enough money, I believe it will easily pay off. As time goes on, more compatibility issues are going to be addressed, and more of the ease of gameplay going to be created for all sorts of gamers throughout all of the platforms. you can see so many customizations within the game, and game being responsive to your customizations instead of just having like 6 or 7 monster death animations. It's like double those animations, and then based on this element like shock, frost, flame, poison animations, like different animations, different death styles. It's expensive. It's expensive feeling that you get when you purchase the game for such a, I'd say, high price, but it's absolutely worth it. I'm doing all of this recording through one sitting, and as I'm trying not to lose my voice, one of the things that I wanted to mention is game is having absurdly high quality of sound effects. Either it's explosions, casting animations, passing through snow, or trying to speak with any of the NPCs, like the minor details of any sort of actions. And it really looked like the fun thing is that when I turned off the sound effects and I left only the background music, I feel that I felt like FPS has improved because of the many sound effects that are added into the game. And it's like hundreds, if not, sorry, it's thousands, if not tens of thousands of effects that are within the game. And it's easy to get lost, it's easy to get immersed into the game, and it's not just good, it's like perfect. It was aiming to be a masterpiece, and I believe it's the pinnacle, the top of the Mountain Everest when it comes to quality and perfection of the music and sound effects. It's Diablo 4. I wanted to cover the lighting, because I think this needs to be separated. The game itself is beautiful, but you can't get anything without the proper lighting. And the game has one of the most beautiful, like masterpiece level lighting. What's happening to me? Added into the game. If you go close to the door, you can see an angle of light being split, and you don't need fancy graphics card or RTX turned on. It's by default. If you lower the graphics to the very bare minimum, the game will not allow you to lose immersiveness and the feel of the game that allows you to be fully sucked into the game and immersed into it. So lower graphics as you like, up until you get pixelated feels, but even though within the deep pixels there, when you can't see shit, you're gonna be covered in gray, dark, and yellow pixels. What yellow pixel stands for? For lantern light that shines in the dark. And silly, but it has to be mentioned. It's absolutely worth a thing.